I know. Staff's kind of a boring subject, but I can show you how improving your staff can improve your team. So let's go. All right, welcome back to my channel. My name is John. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Football Manager content. And today, I'm going to show you how to improve your staff in Football Manager. All right, so I've loaded up the team right now. I'm in England. I'm with Middlesbrough. And basically, we're going to go through the staff with the club, see where the gaps are, see where we can improve it, and also save a bit of money, maybe. So right now, we're looking at the staff screen. I'm going to start with the coaching staff. We're pretty well stocked, but you can see right here we've got 3 out of 7 allotted slots for coaching. And this chart here is your comparison compared to other teams in the division. So we're probably mid-range-ish, I guess, for coaching quality overall. We've got good goalkeeping coaching, as you can see right here with these 3 categories. Then these are your technicals, and these are your kind of motivational categories, I would say. This one is mentality. This one is technical coaching. This one is tactical coaching, and then man management. So we're going to try to improve those stats. As you hire new coaches, these graphs will change, and we're going to get rid of maybe anyone we can get rid of here. You can see we've got a lot of scouts. We've got too many scouts. We've got a loan manager we don't need. And I think that's it for over allocations. But we'll take a look at all of these categories going forward. So as you click into the coaching team, you can see everyone you've got here. We've got a goalkeeping coach who seems pretty competent, but we've only got a couple of technical coaches here. Leo Percevic and Ronnie Jepson in the Middlesbrough squad, in the senior squad only. We haven't looked at the other squads yet. But we're going to probably just add more coaches and see if we can improve the stats overall. Before you do all this, you got to look at the finances and see how much expenditure you can really manage to spend. Middlesbrough's not in the greatest financial condition. Their wage budget is high. They have no transfer budget, but we do have a bank balance of $6.3 million. So I'm in dollars. I apologize. I can switch this back to pounds if it makes more sense. All right, we're in pounds now, but you can see 3.7 million pounds in the bank. We've got a bit of money to play with, but we're going to try to bump up the staff wages a bit here as we go along. Right, so looking at the coaching team again, we're probably going to place adverts for these positions. That's how I like to do it. So you can click on this button here, you go into place advert and coaching, and you can choose whatever type of coach you want to hire. We've got a goalkeeping coach and we've got a performance analyst already. We do not have a fitness coach, so I'm going to place an advert for a fitness coach, and we're going to place an advert just for regular coaching as well, and we'll see what comes in the inbox. All right, over to the recruiting team now. We've got a lot of scouts. We've got far too many scouts. Some on high wages, some on low wages, but you kind of want to assess who are the best scouts in your team, who can you afford to let go, and try to improve from there. We've also got a loan manager we don't need, and but in the scouting department, we're mostly looking for recruitment analysts. 0 out of 3 positions filled right now, and we've got a spot for a technical director and a director of football. These are it's up to you if you want to really improve all these and hire every position. Maybe you don't want to work with a director of football because those guys will take care of your transfers and sign players for you unless you specifically tell them not to. So it's debatable whether or not you really want that or not. All right, so looking into our scout here, you can see their attributes for a scout position. So if you want to see what key attributes for what specific role is, you just click on the role. It'll highlight those categories so you can see where you really need to improve as far as their attributes. So for Gary Gill, we're looking at scouting. So adaptability, judging player ability, and judging player potential are the key areas where we need to look for new scouts if we decide to hire any. So this guy is one of our highest paid scouts. He's on £750 a week. But his stats to me don't look that strong. But I would just go through this whole list of scouts and assess where your best scouts are, and who you want to let go. I would let go maybe the higher earning scouts. Hopefully their deal's not too long, because you're going to have to pay off their contract if you go to mutual termination. So that's an option I can show you right now. If you want to mutually terminate a contract of a scout, you go into the contract tab here and you go to mutual termination, and that will give you this pop-up to request. It won't tell you how much right away if you need to pay off their contract, but there's another way you can tell. If you go just to terminate contract, it will tell you how much you have to pay in compensation in this screen. So that cost, I think, is the same whether you do a mutual termination or a regular termination. It's up to you. But if you want to kind of keep a relationship with them, you could go to mutual termination, so they can, I guess they have a talk and they agree on it, right? So that's all that is. All right, so for this position, or the scouting staff, I'm going to hire a recruitment analyst. So I'm going to place an advert for that. I just find that placing adverts are easier than going through a whole list of scouting searches. I can show you that in a minute as well, but it's easy enough to just place advertisements for the positions you're looking for. So I'll look for a technical director as well. And as you look on these roles and candidates, you can see what attributes are key for these roles when you go into their profile. So the other way to search for staff is the staff search, which is across the top. When you go to the staff tab, the navigation at the top, you'll see staff search. You just click on that and you can go through, and it's just like player search. You can add staff to a staff shortlist or do filtering, whatever you want in here. So if you want to do a new search, we could let's look for recruitment analysts. You can check if they're employed or not by a club, by a nation, anything. Reputation you can sort. Attributes you can pick. So if you know what a recruitment analyst, the key attributes are, you might be able to highlight them here. You can. So if you click on this drop down, you go to scout roles and you click recruitment analyst. They're just looking for judging player ability and analyzing data. So you can choose right here what your limit is as far as their attribute value. So you can search by that if you want. So we'll do 15. We'll see what comes up. Nothing came up. So we can just reduce these a little bit and still until you start to see players, pointing over here, see players showing up in the list as you change the values, right? So we can go down to like 12. That looks pretty good. So we get a list of candidates with an attribute of 12 in those key categories. So there you go. And we've got some in clubs right now and some are unemployed. So you could have a look at all of these, go through the whole list and choose who you want if you want. But I choose to just place ads and see who comes through. So if you want to add anyone to your shortlist, you can just right click on it, add to the staff shortlist for however long you want. I usually do indefinitely, and then I curate my shortlist over time. But then you can just click on your staff shortlist and you can see all the candidates that you are looking at. Job Center as well, it's pretty handy. You can go through and look for clubs that need positions filling. Now, it's not really relevant for what we're doing, but this is available as well if you're looking in the staff center. Also, you can get a temperature of the job security from different clubs as well. A lot of empty management positions for clubs. So you can look through this and you could apply if you want to leave or whatever you want to do. All right, and lastly, the medical team. So looking at Middlesbrough's medical team, they've only really got one spot available for a sports scientist. So if you look in the attributes for a sports scientist, first I'll place an advertisement, and let's see here. We click on somebody. Let's do the head physio. We'll go, what does a sports scientist need? All they need is sports science. So you could also do a staff search for sports science, and you'll get a list of candidates as well if you want to hire somebody. All right, just going through the navigation in the staff section too, there's a lot of options up here. So we're in the overview. This is the default view in the staff, but you can isolate it down to the coaching, medical, or scouting teams. Those were the views I just showed you a minute ago. There's also this all selection. So that's a full list of your entire staff. Just if you want that type of a view, you can just go overview to all. Next one along, we've got responsibilities. So you can see what is delegated to whom in your staff, and also these subcategories as well. I think if we just go into one of these, scouting, Yeah, it's just a slightly different view, and you can change the delegations just by changing these drop-down menus to whoever you want. And there's many different categories you can go through. So many different options, really. But you don't really need to change a lot of these right off the bat. But if you're thinking maybe you want more control or less control over something specific, that's how you do it. You go into your staff responsibilities, change it up, and go ahead. Also, if you go into the training section, you can see which coaches are assigned to what categories of training as well. So clicking on training, going across to this main navigation at the top, we can go into the coaches section, and then you can see all the training categories and the coaching workload in this view. So you can see if anything needs improving. We're looking, possession technical is not great here, so we can look into that category. You can go to edit coaching assignments, this button right here, and we'll look at the technical attacking. We've only got one coach on it right now, so we're doing some staff searching. So maybe we need to hire some coaches to improve this specific category, and also the possession technical as well is pretty low, as well as defending technical. So we kind of need some technical coaching in this team specifically. But that is how you edit these. You can just uncheck these boxes. You can add more coaches. But as you add categories to a specific coach, it will, depending on their workload, it'll decline those star ratings. So if we've got myself here on tactical, I'm almost 5 stars just by coaching one category. But as you click on more categories, it decreases the stars on the main one here. So as it goes along, just the coaching workload will, just like real life, if you put more on your plate, it's going to reduce the quality of what you're doing in the first place. So be mindful of that. All right, and lastly, we're in the development center here. So these are your youth teams and your reserves. Development center is the last link on the left-hand side here. And if you want to look at the staff in the development, I've got 2 teams, the under 23s and the under 18s. So you can go into each of these teams and look at their staff just by clicking here. And we can see what we have available. We've got too many performance analysts, but the coaching is really good in the under 23s. We don't need any recruitment, and we've got one too many physios, but we're the best in the division almost in this category. So that's really good. You don't really need to improve too much there. You could let people go if you don't want to spend their money on wages. But then let's look at the under 18s. We do need some medical staff here. We need a physio and a sports scientist in the under 18s. And I need a coach. We've got too many performance analysts, but not too bad in the coaching categories. But it's all the same process. Place an advert, do some staff searching, whatever you want for these positions. And that's how you hire them. So as you place the ads, you can see in your inbox, these searches started for these positions that we advertise for. So we can just hit continue, and eventually those applicants will apply, and you'll get those in your inbox. All right, so for the sake of time, let's have a look at some of these performance analysts that we're looking for here. Maybe we can hire one just from the staff search. So we could go through and look for somebody with some decent statistics here. We're looking in the 12 range for judging player ability and analyzing data. Just by our search conditions here, at least 12 is showing up with these candidates for that attribute. So we're looking for somebody decent here. Maybe we can find someone higher than 12 as we go along. This one's pretty good. Paul Clark, 15 analyzing data, tactical knowledge. He looks like a strong candidate. What else? Jalen Gibbs. Don't see too many others with that type of. This one's pretty good too. Joseph Moore, 14 and 14. If you want a little bit more balance, because the other one was 15 for analyzing data, 11 for tactical knowledge. So you don't know. It's up to you who you want to hire, right? Who was that? Harrower? No, it was Joseph Moore. So Joseph Moore, Paul Clark, so far looks like the best candidates to me. Got a few more here. Okay, so I care more about analyzing data for a performance analyst. So I am going to hire Paul Clark. So if you want to hire him, you go to approach to sign from the contract menu at the top, and you can choose the conditions of the contract. We'll give him the promotion raise for that. So we'll finalize that deal. There's your contract offer. And eventually, if he signs, he'll pop into your inbox, and Bob's your uncle. He's now your performance analyst. So as you hire these staff members, you will see over time your performances, they'll start to improve a little bit. You'll be more consistent. Your players, your young players will start to develop a little bit quicker and more efficiently as well as you improve the staff. But it also depends on your facilities as well. So Middlesbrough here has superb training facilities and superb youth facilities. So best in the division in the championship. So if you really improve the staff with the club, you can really improve the youth intakes, and everything about it really will just start to improve slowly over time. It'll take a while. It won't be immediate, but you'll start to see the performances being more consistent. Your best players will be your best players, and your youth players will start to push into the first team. All right, so I hope that video was helpful. Thank you again for watching. My name is John. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you next time. Peace.